And let's give Lisa a hand again. Before I go any further, can y'all hear me in the back? I want to make sure y'all can hear me. Let me thank the mistress of ceremony, Patricia Moore, the principal, Mr. Travis Smith, and the committee that put this together. And I'm going to have to thank Lisa, because when she was standing up here talking, it was running through my mind, I wonder who Lisa's talking about, giving an introduction like that. But I always said, if you need an introduction, then we can say anything about one person as far as an introduction goes. But I'm just Don Otis. But when I was asked to do this, I had a previous engagement, but I told Lisa, I promise you I will be there. When you mention kids, if I can do anything that can help children, I'm the first to say, sign me up. And so when Lisa asked me to come, I said, well, what do you want me to talk about? And she said, striving for success. Talk to the young men about being successful in life. And I thought about that, and I said, I wish when I was at their age, somebody would have talked to me. But I took the road of hard knocks, and I did a lot of things that got me to where I am, but I think I got there the hard way. I look around and I see some of the people that know me and know where I came from. But the first thing I do is I acknowledge God in everything that I do.
All right, man.
And I know when it comes to the school system, we want to take God out of everything.
All right.
And it makes me think back to Newtown when that incident went down, and people ask, where was God? Well, you got to remember, we took God out of the school system. And I'm not going to talk too much about that, but God was there. God was there in the form of the first responders. God was there in the form of that teacher that put her life on the line.
All right.
And saved the kid, and she died in the process. But God was there. God is there all the time. But I want to talk to the young men about striving for success. And I like to ask two questions, and I want to keep this in the mind of you the entire time that I'm talking. What does it take to succeed in life? That's one question. What does it take to succeed in life? And the second question is, how can I be successful? How can I be successful? And I hope that by the time I'm finished, I would say something that you will agree. I may say something that you don't agree, but we all have our opinions. We have our opinions. But in order to understand success, succeed, and being successful, we have to understand what the definition of the word is. And it means to turn out successful, to have a desired result, to thrive, to prosper, to grow, to accomplish or attempt what is intended, to attain success in some popular recognized form such as wealth or standing. An example is the class voted him most likely to succeed.
All right.
But now being successful is what we all want in life. Whether we admit it or not, we all want to be successful, whether it's in our career, our business ventures, or our family life, or a relationship. We want to be successful. So the question is, what does it take to succeed in life? How does someone succeed in life, being successful? These are questions that will resonate in your mind as I talk. Hopefully, I will say something that you again will agree. But we all want to find ways to be successful in life. And we're probably searching here and there and looking at people that we consider successful, because everybody that appears to be successful, that is our, as you say, they may not be successful, but in our eyesight, we perceive them as being successful. And we ask the question, what did they do to get to the top?
All right.
We all live different lives, and we have different abilities. Football players, you have different abilities. You have a purpose in life. But we probably will all agree that to be successful in life, the things that you say, again, is successful, and I say, they will differ. But hopefully we all can achieve that level of success no matter how we get there. We may take different roads to get there, but as long as we succeed in life and become successful, then we have satisfied that need to be successful. The things that I'm about to say, they're no secret, but sometimes we just refuse to follow it. I've always said success starts at what I call the baby level. If you watch a newborn as they attempt to hold an object, the first time they hold the object incorrectly. But each time the baby holds the object may fall out of their hands. They'll pick the object up, try it again, and after a sufficient number of tries, the baby learns how to hold the object correctly. The same thing goes with any learning process for success. If you want to be successful, then you must understand and you must have to keep failing in order to discover what works for you.
All right.
You have to believe that you have the ability to succeed. You have to know yourself, discover yourself, sharpen your talents and your abilities, and develop your potentials. Being successful means that you believe in the talent and the ability that you have and being able to use them. Football players, if you think, and I mind you, I said, if you think you're the best football player on the field, you have the skill, but you don't sharpen that skill, then you're going to go nowhere with that skill. You have to know your weaknesses and try not to be discouraged if it becomes a challenge. A lot of times we will make our weakness a challenge, and we will say to ourselves that we can't do a certain thing. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to take risks and do not stop learning. Education is a very important tool. It's one of the biggest keys to get to your success. So don't let anybody fool you. When I was growing up, there was a guy who went to school with me, Green Oaks. He went from Green Oaks to Green Bay. He went from high school to pros. But here's the thing. He lost out because he stopped his education. And I'll tell you a story a little later on about that. It's a true story about another friend of mine who went to the Oakland Raiders. But because of his lack of education, people used him and they took all of his money. You have to eliminate self-doubt, and you have to find ways to increase your self-confidence. Do not dwell on your past. Overcome anything that holds you back. Prepare yourself for the challenge to reach your goal. You have to set realistic goals. You have to find what's successful for you. And listen, a realistic goal, you want to be a professional ball player, but you dropped out of school in the 11th grade. Let's be realistic. It's highly unlikely that you're going to be a pro player. If you do not have a goal in mind at your age now, what you want to do, you should be thinking, where do I want to be in 5 years? Where do I want to be in 10 years? When you set your goals, you're setting a direction where you want to go, and that will help you focus your energy and your resources and your effort. You have to write these things down. You cannot have this memory to where you can remember everything. I do that. I could be riding along and I'll come up with a certain thought. I will pull over and I'll write it down. Use your head. Use your head. Successful people manage decisions by thinking things through, not relying on gut feelings or emotion. Decisions based on emotions are usually wrong. I'll say that again. Decisions based on emotions are usually wrong and they lead to problems. An example is being mad. Think about a time when you were angry and you made a decision based on your anger. Most likely that decision was wrong. You have to think things through. Each decision, with your head and get a second opinion if you find yourself being doubtful in your choice. You have to learn to accept constructive criticism. And you will not have the answers to everything. I will not have the answers to everything. We, as adults, if you poll us, each adult here has failed one time or another. But constructive criticism is good. Each person makes mistakes. The successful people learn how to fix their mistakes and they move on to a greater situation. Being successful in life means that you achieve all or at least most of the major goals that you want to achieve. Because really you want to be satisfied in your life. Success means you are satisfied with your life. What it takes to be successful in life varies based on the person. You think that being successful may not be what you want in the beginning, but it all leads back to being successful. You need to decide what will make you successful. Some people believe that success is measured in monetary values, and they focus their energy on the production of money. Everything revolves around money. I need money for this. I'm going to be a millionaire one day. Well, that's okay to think that. But then I come back and say, what are you doing to be a millionaire? If you're sitting on the couch every day watching TV with the remote in your hand, it's highly unlikely that you're going to be a millionaire. You have to focus your energy on the production of money and wealth. But realize that success has a lot to do with not having money. I'm going to let that soak in. Success has a lot to do with not having money. Somebody say, but that's not true. Well, don't get it twisted. Don't leave here saying Otis said that I don't need money. That's not what I'm saying. The grass always looks greener on the other side.
All right.
We see people riding these expensive cars. We see people in the big houses, and we say that's what we want. But don't let the green grass fool you. I say it like this, that might be artificial turf, and you don't know how they're paying that water bill. So don't let the green grass fool you. It always looks greener, but you don't know what these people have done to get to the big house, the big car. But certainly, in order to be happy, and to enjoy the things and the people that you love, and to achieve your dreams, you will need money. But money should only be a vehicle toward your success of life. It shouldn't be your goal. It should not be your goal. Money should be a vehicle toward you being successful. People who have money, now listen to this closely, people who have money many times are unsuccessful in their life. They're unsuccessful in their life. And they have a life plagued with depression, sadness, grief, and loneliness. How many times you've seen the millionaires and the movie stars, and especially their children, put a gun in their mouth and pull the trigger? And we say, well, why would that person do that with all the money they have? Prime example, money, it solves a lot of problems, but it creates a lot of problems. People with money always looking behind them, wondering, who's going to get them? Who's going to stick it to them? Who's going to take my money? That's what they're looking at. I also guarantee you that those who have money and happiness do not consider money their main source of being successful in life. Money and happiness. There is certainly a lot of things that money can't buy. I'll say that again. There's a lot of things that money can't buy, and that makes a large amount of people successful in life. Even if their peers consider them average, there's a lot of things that money can't buy. And we often say, and we've heard, money can't buy me love. Money can buy you some temporary friends, but it can't buy you love. Let's take this without any means to offend anyone. A hypothetical successful football player as an example. all the people, without a doubt, will label this football player as being successful because he achieves fame, fortune, and plays within human history as a great professional ball player. Could you say that he's successful in life just because he has fame and fortune? Definitely fame and fortune does not grant success in life, because success in life is something that is personal. Success is personal, and it does not depend on the approval of others. I think that to be truly successful, it means that you have people in your life that loves you, and these people will do anything for you. To be successful in life means that you are happy with who you are, you're happy with what you're doing, and you have achieved a place that you simply wouldn't trade with anyone. In the end, success is simply summarized as having a life that is happy. Does this need fame and fortune? Does it need the general agreement of the people to say that I'm a successful person? I beg to differ. No, it does not. Success requires planning. No one is successful overnight, and it requires a great effort. We've often heard that hard work will pay off after a while. And everybody wants to be successful overnight. It does not work that way. From the business success to personal achievement, the potential for success is in direct relationship with the way you live your life. Here's a fact, young people. You're young right now. If you live a long, prosperous life, you will be old. Things you're doing now while you're young, I guarantee you will not do them when you're older. When I was younger, I used to worry about how the shoes on my feet look when I was younger. When I got older, I worried about how the shoes on my feet how they felt, because things change. Old man used to tell me, boy, get you a good pair of shoes. I didn't understand that until I was older. But once you get older, you'll start learning that it's not the way a shoe looks on your feet, it's the way a shoe feels on your feet. Some of you are looking forward to going to Coco Pellis because you shouldn't be old enough to go to Coco Pellis now. Well, in the long run, Coco Pellis will be a thing of the past, trust me. Some of us older people in here, we used to go to the Glass Hat Lounge. Some of us don't even remember where the Glass Hat Lounge was located. But these things will come to pass. That's why you have to think about what and where you want to be in life at this age. Do you want to be a ball player? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a lawyer? If this is true, then you ask yourself, what are you doing to get there? What are your long-term goals? What are your short-term goals? Do you have them? You have to know your strengths and you have to know your weaknesses. You have to learn to be a more effective communicator, negotiator, problem solver, and a general team player. In terms, the greatest benefit to the greatest number of people. That should be what you are working to achieve. You have to be positive. You have to work to solve problems and find a happy solution to every crisis. Think in terms of results, not obstacles. Sometimes we'll get to the fence. We'll look at the fence. We'll look at the wall. The wall appears to be too high to get over. So what will we do? You have to come to a place to where if this wall is too high to get over, then what will I do to go under it? Go around it, go through it. Do not let a wall that is too high become an obstacle. And here's another thing you must do, young men. Get rid of negative thoughts and especially negative people. Surround yourself with positive people. And I'm sure your parents try to tell you, you don't need to hang with that person. You don't need to be with that person. And you allow it to go through one ear and out of the other ear. I wish, and I've been sitting where you're sitting now, and I was rebellious. I learned it the hard way, but you need to listen to your parents when they tell you that. Who are the people Think about this. Who are the people that you spend your time with? Do you know that being successful, is predicated upon the type of company that you keep? And if you don't believe that, if you're trying to be successful and you're running around with stick-up kids, I guarantee you one or two things are going to happen. You're going to end up jail or end up dead. It's determined your success. It's determined about the type of company that you keep. It doesn't matter how smart you are, doesn't matter how much talent you have, doesn't matter how much skill you possess, doesn't matter where you was born or which family you came from. People around you affect your personal success. So you may have to cut some of the folk off, especially these people that are giving you advice. How can somebody give you advice when they're on the same level that you are? Listen to your parents. I stress that. Listen to your parents, because I see it so much. And it's amazing to me how people will listen to a rapper on TV because, again, he appears to be successful. He appears to be successful. And I've said it over and over. These rappers can make our children some of the smartest children that they can be. This old school. I learned the preamble of the Constitution by watching Schoolhouse Rock. And I don't know if anybody remembers Schoolhouse Rock. That's old school. But the stuff that is on TV today, I don't understand it. You have to practice positive affirmations to help feed your mind. You have to feed your mind daily with positive thoughts. It's how you see things that will help you stay positive and happy. Hopefully, with all that's been said, hopefully it didn't go through one ear and it went out the other ear. You will be able to reflect a little bit about your idea of being successful and what you think it will take for you to be successful. Now I'm going to keep it personal. As for me, and again, this is personal, success comes in several different areas in my life. I consider myself successful as I work independently in an area that I love, being limited only by my effort and my potential. I have a great, healthy relationship with a beautiful woman, my wife. I have a close group of friends and family who loves me just for me, and they appreciate me for who I am. They're not trying to use me for anything. When my money is funny, they're not around. These are real, genuine people. All the money I have and what others think about me doesn't make me successful. The fact that I am happy with my life and I'm happy in which the things that I do, that is what gives me a feeling of being successful. Question you should ask yourself, and you should try to find answers to. What does it take to succeed in life? How can I be successful? Thank you for having me. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.